So do you know what a fund of fund manager is?
Yeah, like what Hunter Thompson's kind of moving into and doing.
Yeah, so you can absolutely do it. You can compensate people, but they have to be an active part in the transaction. They cannot be just when you described like a mortgage broker who wants to get paid for bringing people. That cannot be.
Yeah.
They would have to be a part of the GP team. They would have to have an active role in the transaction itself.
Yep, that makes total sense. I just wanted to make sure. And that's where you have to have a form, right? It's a accredited investor form, figure out who they are, what they have in assets, and establish that relationship for 30 days before you can use them if they're unaccredited. So I get some of that. I'm still just new to figure out what the edges of that are so that I don't break the rules. I do not want to break the rules.
There are really, really tight edges. And so do you want to do this as a 506C or a B? Like, are your investors mostly accredited or non-accredited?
Most of my investors are non-accredited. So I'm going to go with B on that one.
Yeah. So you can't market this in any way in a public setting.
Yep. That's totally fine.
Yeah. Because I raise all of my capital from LinkedIn. When I tell people, hey, we have a deal, like we're raising 1.8 in the next 45 days, and it's all accredited. It's all investor capital.
Yeah. I did talk to probably 6 people at once, but they were buddies. Like I've known them. I had an established relationship with them. Totally, that's fine. But yeah, I'm not like throwing up my bigger pockets, meet up and being like, hey, everybody, here's the deal. No,
can't do that. You could, if you wanted to go to a Tampa Bay area real estate association, right? You could talk to people that you've known at length for generally 30 days or more. There has to be a pre-existing relationship. You must have talked to them in a documented way.
I will have to do some legwork. Like I'll have to go to downtown Tampa and be like, hey, I'm bootstrapping this. Who wants to get to know me? But I can't legally give them my deal right there. I have to know them before I can solicit the deal, right?
Yeah. If we've got a 30-day close, you got to know the people who are going to put in money now. You have to have them in your world. You said that you have like $400,000 earmarked, so I think that should be relatively easy. By the way, we don't need all the money all at once.
Yeah. Right? That's true. How much do we need on the front end for first 3 months? Right? Oh, Rick, I got that. We can do that.
It doesn't have to come all at once. It can be backfilled. We backfill stuff all the time. We'll get to close and then we'll continue raising.
Yeah, this is a deeper conversation about I'm going to bootstrap things and figure out relationships and ways to get those established and then bring them deals after 30 days. Yep. So going to do unorthodox ways to get investors in St. Pete.
Are you closer to St. Petersburg?
No, I spend time out there. I spend a lot of time. I know where the heavy players play at, and it's such a more closely, densely populated area that there's 6 places that the high rollers hang out. Versus Lakeland's very spread out, and Tampa's very spread out. So I can go and have a drink at somebody at a bar, and they're probably the owner of a $200 million hedge fund. Versus here, those are all very boutique locations. In St. Pete, it's all densely there. It's everything. Everyone's interacting with each other.
We don't have that like here. That's a different culture. That is not a Portland thing. The kind of money you guys have in that state boggle my brain.
It's insane. There's so much money flowing through, which is why I try to go to St. Pete often. I try to network with people as just hey, who are you? I'm a founder of this company. I literally met a SAS company, commercial real estate software as a service company, who does commercial real estate acquisitions in a pizza bar, like a bar/pizza place. And I was having pizza, and there was Citibank that just came in with all their financing team. And so I got to meet their financing team, and one of their friends was there, and he's a commercial real estate software as a service guy. And I met him. I'm going to have lunch with him next week. He's got millions of dollars in liquidity right now. He's like, I'm ready to play stuff. I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do with it. I'm like, let's play some darts. We played some darts. I met him, those are the kinds of people I rub shoulders with.
Nice. I am a very much keyboard monkey. That's my job description. I am a keyboard monkey.
You guys can keep it. I'm so glad you guys exist.
All right. So what's the next steps? Where do you guys want to go?
Quick question. You said you try to aim for only 20% higher than what their current rent is. How are you doing that with the church, with their asking price? If we're doing for $400,000 and that total would be $800,000 for both units, just the simple mortgage, isn't that more closer around 4 to 5?
Yeah, my quick math says it's about $4,600. Yeah, that is definitely a problem. We could go with here. I'm going to share my screen again. I want you to see see what I'm manipulating so that you can kind of play with it on the back end. So this number controls all of these, or I can override it and go, let's see, 300, right? If we wanted to give the church a super discount, that would be, instead of $4,700 a month, we get them to $3,800 a month. We just knocked off $150,000. It changes our profit. I mean, being benevolent has its cost, but it doesn't really impact. So let's 309 versus
like a high fours, I think.
Yeah, we give them $150,000 discount, we lose $150,000, right? So
that does not include us giving them a check as like a gift or anything, tax deductible gift, right?
It's not that comprehensive. I don't have the ability to do that in the spreadsheet.
That was just a new idea anyways.
I mean, that would keep their mortgage. I use a simple mortgage, interest only 7% of the original retail price divided by 12, right? That's simple. So assuming they have a down payment, assuming taxes, insurance, the whole 9 yards, I try really hard to keep them about 20 to 25% above their current payment.
What kind of down payment would we require?
I mean, that's still technically below market value. So
yeah.
What deal you're giving them here is still a deal. Even
well, it's not a deal if they can't afford it.
Right.
Right.
It's because their rents right now are so low. My feeling is that it's going to be more or less a push out than they stick in, because
and we need that contingency.
Probably the only reason why the church is able to stay there is just their current lease rate is so low.
Yeah.
And we need that contingency, like in case they do, we fill it with another tenant. We lease it out, right? As long as we have, I think you said this earlier, John. I don't think Alex was here for it, but as long as 2 of the tenants buy it, particularly the bail bonds. Oh, 3. Sorry. 3. As long as the bail bonds, nail salon people buy it, then we should be good to go.
Yeah, as long as we get, so 2 will break even and pay off the mortgage, right? 3 will roughly break even and give our investors a return of capital, mostly. And then we've got a $5,000, $4,000 a month tenant that we don't have any
responsibilities.
Yeah, we have no expenses. So the worst case scenario is we get 2 or 3 that buy and 2 or 3 that are just lifelong renters, and we don't have much in the way of a mortgage.
What do you think we should ask for in terms of down payment from these tenants?
Well, it wouldn't be a down payment, more or less. It would be the bank financing and them getting the second mortgage. So it's how much are they financing with a bank compared to.
That's right.
Yeah.
But then we're factored in some assistance for them as well.
No.
In the underwriting or no?
These are commercial. I did not put in any down payment assistance.
Okay.
I could if you want me to. If you
have to raise and the amount of distributions we're going to give.
Yeah.
And the difference with this too, Seth, is that with them getting financing with us, I think it might be possible to receive their returns and make sure we can spread their own returns and make sure that they can cover their payments.
Yeah.
And if not, then why throw even the suggestion out there? That's why I look as a positive when it comes to at least the commercial side for this, is because when they're buying, I mean, a bank's going to look at the business and be like, can you cover this? I mean, we're going to have to do the same thing ourselves.
Yeah. That's right. And we can adjust and be some of that cushion for them. That makes sense. Okay.